Hey everyone, welcome back to Crime Weekly News. I'm Derek Levasseur.
And I'm Stephanie Harlow.
And today we're going to start with a story that is frightening. It didn't happen in this country, but still something we all need to be aware of, especially if you have children. And that's part of what Crime Weekly News is to, BOLOs, be on the lookout for certain people who are on the run or just cases that could happen anywhere that we all have to be more cognizant of and understand that it can happen right in your own backyard. And speaking of backyard, our second story that we're going to talk about is something a little bit on the lighter note, but something close to Stephanie's heart, and it literally is in my backyard.
And we talked about it a few years ago. I know.
You're feeling a little bit of FOMO right now, and we're going to get to that.
I am, because it's your fault.
That's not wrong.
We're going to get to it.
That's not wrong. But we'll start with the more serious note first, because this is something that as a dad myself, I hate reading these stories, but I also am glad that the news is out there and exists, because even as a former police officer, I'm still learning every day, and I want to learn the actions and the behaviors of these psychos to understand how to better protect the people I care about. So the unfortunate side is that it's happening. The positive is that we can take it and we can learn from it and better protect those that are close to us, because you can kind of see the mannerisms, you can see the behaviors, you can see the tactics that are being used. And as the defensive side of things, we can take measures to prevent it from happening to the people we care about, or at least just take an extra precaution or two if we do find ourselves in a similar situation. So hit us with the story and then we'll talk about it.
This happened in England, Leicester to be specific, and trust me, I learned my lesson.
About saying it wrong?
Yeah, and I feel like 8 years ago I did a Madeleine McCann series and I pronounced it Leicester because that's how it's spelled. And I still to this day get comments of people saying it's Leicester, not Leicester. And I'm like, yeah, it's been almost 10 years. You don't think anybody's told me that by now?
Oh, yeah.
I get it. I learned my lesson.
We have a couple. Spokane was a big one, I think, for us. We said Spokane or whatever it was. But
Spokane, yeah.
Yeah, that one came back to bite us in the ass as well.
Well, this is a man, a 76-year-old man, John Rubin, who was arrested for allegedly giving boys at a summer camp candy laced with a sedative. This happened about 120 miles north of London. There were 8 boys between the ages of 8 and 11 and 1 adult who were taken to the hospital as a precaution. They were all later discharged, so luckily no fatalities, but we don't really know what happened here. Now, John Rubin, his home address is about 15 miles away from that lodge. So he's now facing 3 charges of willfully assaulting, ill-treating, neglecting, abandoning, or exposing children in a manner likely to cause them unnecessary suffering or injury to health, relating to 3 boys at the camp. It's very strange because we don't really know what his motive was. We don't know why he was doing this. We don't even know how he was able to access these children in order to give them these candies. It doesn't say that he worked at this camp. It doesn't say that he really had anything to do with it. Now, that could be the case. They just haven't released that. We want to talk about it because it is that time of year where our kids are out of school, and sometimes parents are sending kids to camps, whether it's a day camp or whether it's, you're going for the whole summer, you're going for several weeks. We are entrusting our children into the care of people who, let's be honest, we really don't know. We can look at reviews, we can vet the camp and the people that work there as much as possible, but it's not always going to stop something nefarious or bad from happening.
That's right.
We can't, if you send your kids off to places like this, even when you send them to school, we see these stories all the time where you have teachers molesting or abusing children. We can't control everything when our children are kind of out of our reach, out of our eyesight.
Yeah.
So we wanted to really use this as sort of a cautionary, like, hey, if you're sending your kids to school, if you're sending them to camps, if they're out of your protection and your custody for an extended period of time, what might you kind of be on the lookout for? What might you want to be looking at for red flags or warning signs?
Yeah, this is a parenting approach that some of you may not agree with, but it's one that I implement, and I'm learning as I go. It's not like I've done this before, but I'm very transparent and open with my daughters, especially now. My youngest is 9, so she's still very young, but also aware, cognizant enough of like what's going on around her and understands that there are bad people out there. And yes, everything that you just said is 100% true. You can never just assume that everybody has been vetted properly and that all the people that are around your children are good people, because
Or even if they have been vetted properly,
they could change over time, or they just hit it.
Or they could have hidden it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to assume that there could be someone who slipped through the cracks. However, there's only so much you can do because you're not there 24/7. That's the sad reality of it. I think in the world we live in now, a lot of us would homeschool our kids if we could, but it's just not possible for most of us. We got to work. So I talk to my daughters about things like this, maybe not in detail, but like a story like this, I'm going to talk to them about it because I want them to be aware that these things can happen. And if they go to school a little nervous, I'm okay with that because I think a lot of times the kids aren't nervous enough. And I know some people, like I said, won't agree with that approach. You want them to be happy and have a good time and not be traumatized. And I approach it differently with them than I'm talking to you guys. There's a little bit more of a sugarcoating on it, if you will. But I still tell them, especially around Halloween time, that there are people out there that want to hurt you. And daddy tries his best to protect you from them. But sometimes all you got to do is just keep your ears open and your eyes wide and you will see it yourself. So if you see someone at school, at camp, or at softball practice, or at gymnastics or dance, whatever it might be, and something doesn't seem right, even if you don't feel comfortable telling the teacher, tell daddy or mommy. Let them know and we will look into it. But it's okay to say something. You're not going to get anybody in trouble. If someone says something to you that doesn't seem appropriate or whatever, let us know. Because that little thing could not only protect them, but protect another child that's attending that same program. And so I have a very good relationship with them, and they're kind of like my extensions. They're my little detectives. And I think we can build a network of, you're not going to do this with 3 or 4 year olds, but with, 10, 11, 12 years old, where if all the kids are being educated at home by their parents to know that people exist like this in society, then they can also serve as little receptors for us, little triggers, right? They're like little sensors inside the school where these actual scumbags who think that the kids are naive to everything, if they're being taught at home that these things occur, they can actually be the first line of defense where they're reporting back to their parents and then the parents are doing what they need to do. So I think having these conversations are always difficult, but also very necessary.
It is difficult. And this goes for something like, so for instance, I saw a TikTok a few days ago, or maybe yesterday. I can't remember. I have time blindness now, but it was a woman who was saying, hey, she was sitting next to her 8 or 9-year-old son. He was playing Roblox. Roblox is something we're all familiar with if you're a parent and your child has access to a phone or a tablet. And she was like, I was stunned. All this inappropriate stuff was happening. There's a 23-year-old man talking to a 10-year-old girl, telling her that he thought she was hot and he would date her. He doesn't care how old she is. There's like these what the characters, I don't know, the avatars were able to like take their clothes off and like do things, and it really stuck with me. And I immediately talked to Bella about it because she has a tablet. She's on it when I'm around, but I'm not sitting right next to her all of the time. Obviously, I'm up cooking dinner or whatever. So I told her like, hey, does this kind of stuff happen on Roblox when you're playing? And she was like, no. And I was like, well, if it does, or if someone says something inappropriate to you, you have to let me know. You're not going to get in trouble, but that's not right. You have to like let them know. It's unfortunate because if they haven't been exposed to that on Roblox yet, you almost don't want to like introduce it because now you don't want them to even know that this exists.
Yeah, you're trying to keep them in a cocoon.
But you have to because they're so young and they can be so easily groomed and so easily led to believe this is normal. Because I think the 23-year-old guy said to the little girl like, oh, what does age have to do? It's about your beauty. It's like you're looking at an avatar, you creep, you idiot creep. So yeah, it's like they'll especially, your kids off on summer vacation, they're not around their friends anymore. Maybe they're looking, to have a new friend or whatever. It's just very dangerous. So you have to, unfortunately, in the society, in the world where we live, you have to make even young kids aware of what is out there that could be potentially nefarious for them. And it's a hard conversation and it sucks. And you want to try to maintain their innocence and keep them safe at the same time. And you have to find that balance.
It's a great way to summarize it. And I will say, even an example I just had, I was telling Tenley, there's a lot of scams going around right now where you're getting notifications on your phone via text message from USPS or UPS. And they're saying, hey, your package from Amazon wasn't delivered. Click this link. And, we'll resend it to you. And Tenley has me buy a lot of stuff around Amazon. So I had a conversation with her where I said, hey, if you start getting these text messages, don't click them. And so like a couple of weeks ago, she comes up to me. She goes, hey, I started getting those things, but don't worry. I just reported them as junk. But she felt informed. She felt like she was part of the solution. She was almost proud of herself. Like they tried to get me, but it didn't happen. So again, it's a more innocent example, but your kids are smart and most of them may have already been exposed to it and you just don't know it. You know, they talk to their friends and stuff. So you don't know the conversations they're having, but that is our approach to have an open dialogue with your kids and understand that it's either going to be from you that they learn about it or someone else that you don't want them learning from. And if they're prepared for it, like you just said, Stephanie, if they're looking for those signs, if someone starts to say those things, they're going to think back to what mommy told them.
Exactly.
Oh, mommy told me this might happen. This is something I was ready for. Now they know what's going on. They might know not the terminology that they're being groomed, but they can see it before it gets to a point where there's no return. So I do think this is a good approach, but I would love to hear from you guys in the comments because listen, we're learning as we go too. By no means are we authorities on any of this, but as parents, maybe you have some suggestions or recommendations on how you deal with things like this. But I do think at the core, having this bulletin board, this community where it's not just about true crime cases, but also about educating each other and finding out what's out there and finding ways to deal with it, I think is good for all of us. Because I would assume, what would you say, 60% of the people who watch this channel, listen to it, are probably parents, maybe more.
Oh, I would assume so.
Right. So we can all learn. Some of you, your kids are already older, off to college. Maybe you have some wisdom that you can share with us. Although I will say now with technology, the world is a scary place. But any final thoughts for you on this story before we bring it to break?
It's always been a scary place. It's just like now
the reach is easier.
They have more accessibility to your kids. And yeah.
No final words. We'll wrap it up there. So listen.
Let's take a break and then we're going to talk about
the lighter side.
Something lighter and also infuriating to me.
I just want to say it one more time. Don't be afraid. You still got to live your life. Be open. Be honest with your kids. If you have a good relationship with them and you know how to speak to them, they're going to be open to it as well. And I think they'll feel more like an adult coming out of it. They'll feel like they're part of it and not being just babied. And to be honest, I think they're more likely to actually act on what you ask them to do or what them to be aware of. Because in most instances, they want to show you, hey, look at me. I'm an adult too. I'm smart. So it's almost like an incentive for them to catch something like this and let you know about it. But weigh in down in the comments if you're on video, if you're on audio, leave a review with a comment as well. Would love to hear your thoughts, comments, concerns, and also recommendations. Take that break. We'll be right back to talk about how Stephanie missed out on the opportunity of a lifetime, and I told her she would.
And it's your fault.
Nope.
Okay.
I told you so. We'll be right back.
Okay, if you're anything like us, Derek and I, you live for solving mysteries, whether it's real life or fictional, you are going to be obsessed with this. It's called Hunt a Killer, and they're the premium murder mystery experience. Their latest box, Lakeside Slaughter, literally had me feeling like I was stepping into a cold case. There were police reports, time-stamped photos, even a sealed time capsule that I had to open with a key. Like, this is full-blown detective mode. I really want to put an emphasis on the fact that this it doesn't feel like a game when you're doing it. The evidence looks real. It feels real. I've seen police reports. We've seen evidence. We've seen exhibits, things like that. So we can tell this stuff is kind of legit. Like,
I was impressed. Felt like I was back on the job.
That is actually really good. That's a great endorsement, honestly.
Yeah, like actually we should make that a point here.
I mean, that is a point. So also though, because I love storytelling, what I loved most is how immersive it is. Like, the story really pulls you in. These aren't just some like NPCs. You're not just reading it, you're connecting dots, you're finding contradictions, you're building timelines. So I played it with a bunch of people and we were all like yelling at each other across the table. She definitely did it. Look at her alibi. It's not matching. We were all disagreeing. It's honestly the most fun I've had on a game night in a long time. I've had so much fun with it. I always have fun with Hunt a Killer. They do an amazing, impeccable job. Highly suggest you check it out. And there's lots of places you can find Hunt a Killer. Derek's going to tell you how.
Yeah, like I said, I really enjoyed it. I felt like I was back working a case as a detective. So if you're someone who fancied yourself as a part-time detective as well, You're definitely going to enjoy this. So if you love true crime or simply looking for something different for game night, check out Lakeside Slaughter at Target or Hunt a Killer products at Amazon, Target, Walmart, or huntakiller.com. We also have the link in our description boxes, both on audio or video. That's the easiest way to check it out. So head on over, go to huntakiller.com, or click the link in the description box below.
Okay, so what we're talking about right now is Matt Rife, who I'm sure most of you know who he is. He was big on TikTok for a while.
Wow, a little jab there. He was big.
Yeah, well, he got canceled for, I don't know, this or that.
Did he?
And then, yeah, I don't know. He said something. I think he had a Netflix special, and he was talking in a way that people didn't
He's still
like.
pretty popular. I mean, he lives in Rhode Island now, so everyone knows him out here. There's constant Matt Rife sightings.
Yeah,
on
really?
On Facebook. Saw him at Planet Fitness today. Saw him getting ice cream. It's kind of annoying.
Look at Matt Rife. He's just like us. Planet Fitness, ice cream. All right.
Yep.
So Matt Rife has purchased Ed and Lorraine Warren's home, the Conjuring House, right?
Yep.
And where is that house, Derek?
I believe it's in Burrillville, Rhode Island. Is that where it is?
Yeah. And remember, a few years back, you were like, hey, the Conjuring House is up for sale. And I said, Derek, let's buy this. This will be amazing. Because you know I love the paranormal. I love the occult. I love all that creepy stuff. I'm really into it. And you are not. You were like, I won't even step foot inside that house, my friend. How can I buy it with you if I won't step? And I was like, it'll be great. We can open it up. We can do like ghost tours. It'll be so much fun. And you were like, no, I'm not going to go. How can I go in on this?
Why would we poke the bear?
Because.
I mean, we don't have enough problems in our life? We need spirits coming after us too?
Listen, the spirits don't come after the owner of the home. Ed and Lorraine Warren were like really, really older by the time they passed away. Nothing ever happened to them. Okay? So what I'm saying is, Lorraine Warren, I believe, died in 2019. She used to run it. So Matt Rife posts on social, and he did like a TikTok thing too, but he posts, quote, I've officially purchased Ed and Lorraine Warren's home and a cult museum, including being the legal guardian for at least the next 5 years of the entire haunted collection, including the Annabelle doll.
The freaking doll.
I probably wouldn't go near that doll.
That's what I'm... Right?
So you keep it in a room.
Nah, man, I'm good. And I've seen the doll. Have you seen the doll, the actual one, not the movie one?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen pictures, not in real life.
Not in real life for me either,
No, but
he just did another video where he actually went in the house.
I know
By himself. I was like, that's pretty ballsy.
It's not ballsy, Derek.
I'd much rather if you said to me, hey, there's a guy with a gun and a ton of drugs behind this door, or you can go in the Annabelle house. I'm choosing what I know.
Okay, well, listen. It's amazing. I wanted to do it. You
can't fight what you can't see, Stephanie.
He's living my dream now because of you.
You can rent the house. I'll help you get it.
Okay, so I'm getting there. So he said him and his friend, because he did this with his friend and partner, Elton Castile. So basically, they own the house. They are the guardians of the haunted collection, including Annabelle, for at least 5 years. So basically, they don't own those items.
He had to be very clear about that, from a legal
course.
perspective. I guess there was something in there where he had to point that out.
And he said, if you know me, you know I'm obsessed with paranormal and all things haunted. Same, dude. You also may know the Conjuring films are my favorite scary movies of all time, so I'm incredibly honored to have taken over one of the most prominent properties in paranormal history. Ed and Lorraine Warren arguably put demonology and paranormal into the mainstream, and they are the very heart of some of the most famous haunted stories of all time. Conjuring House, Amityville Horror, etc. We plan to open the house for overnight stays and museum tours so you yourself can experience and learn all the haunted history surrounding this amazing place.
Yeah, it's an investment opportunity for him.
Yeah, it could have been that for us. And we could have just had so much fun with, we could have gotten spirit boxes. We could just sat there and like talked to ghosts, learned all about them. But that's what I'm excited about, opening it for overnight stays.
I got a proposal for you. We've been talking about doing a criminal coffee meetup where we're and again, this is still early, but we're thinking about doing like a pop-up shop at one of the bakeries here in Rhode Island. It's a bakery that's actually in the same building as us. And we're still talking about that. But this is what my recommendation, my proposal for you. When we decide to do that, make a weekend out of it, book the Conjuring House as well, and I'll go with you.
You will?
100%.
You said you wouldn't go in.
I don't want to sound like, that like a douche, but I'm not afraid of it. I'd rather not, but if I got to do it, I'll do it. And for the content, for you guys, I'd do it. I owe you anyways because I haven't done the roller skating thing, the dino thing. Maybe this will make up for that.
All right. I'm going to actually
I'll do it.
Get on doing it. I don't know when they're opening it up.
We'll film it. We'll have Shannon or someone come out. We'll film it.
Maybe you should reach out to Matt Rife, one reality star to another.
I'm good friends with he lives with him, his best friend / camera guy, who I got introduced to through his show here in Providence. Him and I have a direct line of communication. We text all the time. So I could reach out to him. But I think we could just also book it regularly and just like a normal spot and just
No, because what if they're not opening it up for months? We can get in.
Oh
before.
yeah, I could probably do that.
Yeah, we can be like that. We can be like that. That influencer on the Titan who ran it into a rock.
Yeah, no, let's not.
We can be the
why you
guinea
gotta make that
pigs.
reference? That's like the wrong example to give.
We can be the guinea pigs of the Conjuring House.
All right, but I'll tell you what I'm not doing though. Maybe I would. Like, are you saying like at night and
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm petrified.
You said you weren't scared.
I'll
you
do
were
it.
Scared. I
didn't say I wasn't scared. I just said I wouldn't
You
do it.
literally,
I'll do it.
Shannon, play it back. He said, "I'm not scared."
I don't want to sound like that like a douche, but I'm not afraid of it. I'd rather not, but if I got to do it, I'll do it.
But you're scared.
I am
so
scared.
let us know in the comments. Would you like to see that? Would you like to see an overnight and we film?
Whoa. Who said anything about overnight?
We just said overnight.
No. Hard no. Hard no. Play the tape back. I will go to the house. I am not sleeping there. Zero shot. You can sleep there. You can film it and I'll watch from my phone at home. There's no shot I'm sleeping there.
Fine.
No shot. I will go into the house. I'll go through it.
I mean, it's okay. Men can be scared of things too. I understand.
That's fine. I'm not sleeping there. That's
ghosts.
how they get
Men
you.
can be scared of ghosts.
That's how they get you. Then the next thing is we end up killing each other in the house and they're saying it's a murder-suicide. I'm good. Hard pass.
Oh. Okay, on that note, before we close out, I have a few.
I am scared.
There's a very well-known true crime case that we know very well. You and I both. We've talked about it. And there's some videos about some like possible paranormal stuff happening around that case that at first, when I first was watching them, I was like, oh my God, these people are like, I can't believe they're making this. But now after I've watched some more stuff, I'm actually like, what is going on here? There's something to this. So I'm going to send them to you.
Yeah, I don't like the
you
paranormal.
agree.
I don't like it.
I know. Well, you're scared of it. Yeah. You don't just not like it.
I don't like what I can't see. I don't like knowing that there's no physical way to like defend yourself. They got the upper hand. They win. They can possess you.
Ain't nobody going to possess me. Then when they get in me, they're going to be like childhood trauma, PTSD.
Yeah, they'll like, pass on this one.
I'm all set. Let me go find a more wholesome.
They're going to hop over to me.
Let me go find a cleaner soul. Yeah, because you're the picture perfect, like mentally healthy. Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah. They're going to be like, well, if we got to choose lesser of the two evils.
Yeah, it would be you. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's much better though. You're right. Okay, so
let us know in the comments if you want to force Derek to spend the night there, and then
there's no shot unless you guys are going to start a GoFundMe. That's going to be like $1 million. I'm not staying.
You're like what? Aren't you like 6'3"?
I get taller every time you mention me. I'm 6'1".
Do I? Okay, aren't you like 6'4"? No, okay. You're like a 6'1".
That doesn't matter.
You're a police officer, detective. Yep. You've gone up against drug dealers, murderers. You've been shot at. Mm-hmm. Ghosts, little ghosties scare you?
These are not little ghosts. They had an exorcism in that house.
Yeah, so it's safe.
There's still stuff going on in there. They say it's like one of the most, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like one of the most active spiritual places.
Yeah. It is.
In the world.
I know.
I'm good. I'm walking in. We got to get one of those, like Matt Rife wore it. If you go watch his like TikTok or whatever YouTube, he wore like the cams where it's like on him.
Yeah.
It makes you look goofy. Like nobody, regardless of how attractive
like a GoPro
you are,
on your
look
head.
good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, we could do it all out, but I could reach out and see like if there's something we could do and kind of wrap it all up into one trip, because we have to do basically we're going to be pre-recording a bunch of crime weeklies for CrimeCon. So we could kind of do all of those things and make it like a whole week out of it. But yeah, I'm going in and I'm going out. You can spend the night though.
I mean, I could
bring
just
your
lock
Ouija board, do what you got to do. Nah, I'm good on all that.
I could just lock you in, but okay, that's fine.
You want to see me fight? You want to see the 6'1" in me come out? I'll run through a window. I'm getting out of that house.
I'll run through a window.
I'm telling you right now. Dude.
I actually could picture that.
I'll just shatter the window. I arm up, block the neck, going through it.
There's like a Derek shape through one of their windows.
Right onto the grass.
And then he keeps running. He's
Here
not
you go,
even
Matt.
stunned.
Here's a check. I owe you a new window, bud. Sorry.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to get you to spend the night. But all right, let us know what you think in the comments. And Yeah, once again, keep an eye out. Summer camp, schools, Roblox,
Yes,
all
please,
that stuff.
please.
Please.
We don't like these stories, but when they do come up, we can't just ignore them. Even though this one's over in England, it's like, oh, it's far away. It can't happen
No,
here.
it
Let's not
happens
cover
here
it.
all the time. Stop.
Happens
Yeah.
here all the time.
Remember that I think it was a few years ago, there was a sleepover and the father he made them smoothies.
Yes, we covered
Remember?
it. We covered it.
He made them smoothies and then they all got
weren't feeling well.
drugged. Yeah. And so it's like, no, it's happening all the time. So just please keep an eye out.
Yes, we got to talk about it. If we don't talk, complacency, ignorance is not going to stop it from happening.
Make your kids aware. Yeah.
Make them aware. Talk to them. Let us know what you think. The second story here was a little bit lighter because I hate talking about the kids stuff because it makes me anxious.
It really does, yeah.
But this was a little bit of a balance. So
Yeah, we have to film part 2 of Amy Bradley now, so we had to sort of like get ourselves out of that darker headspace in order to transition into getting into a different case, or we'd just be depressed.
Let us know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on audio, head on over, leave a review. 5 stars would be great. And definitely leave a comment. Been going in there, reading them. We'll probably announce within the next week or two our next CrimeCon giveaway, so be on the lookout for that. Until then, everyone stay safe out there. We'll see you later in this week with part 2 of Amy Bradley, both on video and on audio. Have a good night.